why we're into Strike a Chord, where if you actually physically or digitally pick up these records, you're going to know these tracks. And we're beyond stoked because we're bringing in the one and only Brandon Lee Harris. Man, you look like you tilted your laptop upside down. There it goes. I feel like I'm watching. You ever seen that Office episode where the guy's like, hey, how you doing? And they're just like, now you're all adjusted.
I feel good to see you, man. About The Office, I feel so silly. I have not watched the whole season, but like I'm a big fan of both Ricky Gervais and Carell and all those cats that are shredding those shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought it was a little goofy. I thought you were playing with me for a second. But hey, you know what? I love this about you, Brandon, because I know you grew up in a household full of musicians, and I know right now, we're not really getting any good signs of faith moving forward with opening up the economy and getting people to live their normal lives. So what would you say to the listeners, your message that are, some people are still contemplating about wanting to learn something new, like picking up an instrument? What do you tell those listeners who have been hesitant for this long?
Man, I'm one of the many voices that is here to encourage, just breaking the circles and taking on any new craft like that or outlet. It's such a great therapeutic thing to be able to play an instrument and then better yet to get to collaborate, with people. Is I think the most beautiful thing when, communities can come together and sing. I love when you're in a big group of people and you sing together. There's just whether you're at a concert and the band is going, all right, sing along with me. We are the world. Or,
yeah.
Even,
but how are you able to make music with some of your other instrumental partners that you bring on even to your solo record? Because I feel like it's got to be a bit challenging. I don't know what the extent of Nashville's like with the pandemic, but I know here in SoCal, it's not very easy to get together. Like Marissa and I, we haven't seen each other in months.
Thank God. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She's going. It's working out better virtually, I guess.
Well, I'm sure y'all would agree that it definitely has made for a new kind of resourcefulness, just in all sorts of day-to-day tasks as in addition to creating and making projects come to life. And I've got, I feel like a number of family and friends that are willing to get together and jam, or even utilizing technology has been I think an inevitable, really amazing tool like Zoom. I had never used Zoom before the quarantine or anything, and I feel like that's just become like the new household name. But about creating, I feel like it's definitely, I know, taking a hit on like venues, of course, here, and I think I saw an article about like the Troubadour and venues in LA that have really had to face something that they've never faced in their lifetime of their existence. So I think it's really important that those venues, it sounds like a lot of them are coming together and at least coming to DC, and going, hey, over here we got like, do you want any more rock and roll? Because if you want it, you got to help support us. And I heard about an act in Europe that took place, which was really great to hear, just how insistent the EU was able, to give UK this amount of money, at least at this point. And I'm sure there's, probably different phases of that, but just how essential supporting the arts is. And
I know it's going to be a little crazy, Brandon, because I know today Mark Geiger, the co-founder of Lollapalooza and the former global head of music for the behemoth talent agency William Morris Entertainment, he had this to say about the following for concerts returning. And he said, concerts won't return until 2022. It's going to take that long before what I call a germophobic economy to slowly get killed off. So it seems like a lot of artists are jumping into the Twitch streaming world and are all becoming video gamers. How are you staying active?
Yeah, that's interesting to hear. And so, of course, sometimes you have to take it for a grain of salt, I guess, because I wonder if it would be a publicity stunt to make sure that Lollapalooza, if 2021 took place, that there'd be that much like word of mouth that like, oh my gosh, never mind, it's not going to take forever to get back on the stages.
Well, I would say, Brandon, I wish we had a handful of dreams right now. I mean, I really do. I wish someone just like gave it to me and said, if there's one thing, Chris, you can see at least 3 more concerts in 2020. At least I saw one in February, so I don't feel like it's a year-long, break. But let's get right on into it. This is Brandon Lee Harris's new single. It's called Handful of Dreams. Wow, that was Brandon Lee Harris's single, Handful of Dreams. And I know Marissa likes to do this a lot. She likes to say, if musicians were to have 2 babies, 2 baby musicians, what would Brandon Lee Harris be if he was born by these musicians?
All right, so
even though I know you're in a family full of musicians.
Definitely Blind Melon.
Ooh,
so Blind Melon is the daddy. And the mama, a little bit more of like, I feel like this is like it sounds so weird, but like a Frank Sinatra era, where it's like you're just having a martini, you're relaxing, you're grooving to the side.
Yeah.
That's where I was at.
Yeah, I had a little bit of like a Tom Petty and like a Death Cab for Cutie kind of feel. Like all just kind of smashed together. And I think that's really special. You know what's even more cooler, listeners? Brandon Lee Harris is actually really kind enough, because you haven't even finished the mastered yet, but you're actually giving us a sneak peek on the show of one of your brand new singles. And this song is called Repeat, right?
Indeed. And I actually did just get the master at like 11 p.m. 2 nights ago. So it's just on deck. So excited.
That's amazing, because I know not too many musicians are like, oh, I don't want to premiere it on a radio show not mastered. But you know what? That's what Brandon Lee Harris is. So let's check out a little soundbite.
Woo!
You draw my heart so easily, and you bring the best right out of me. Seems like it could be.
I kind of got a weird like Ghost vibe, you know, like some of the newer stuff right there. It's very cool. I love it.
It's like I dropped an ecstasy pill. I'm like, yeah, it's all feeling good.
So it sounds like it sounds like you're getting a little bit more upbeat with the new music coming out. Is there sort of a theme that you're trying to go for? Or
I'm always itching to rock out, you know, like I was in a band back in 2009 that was just like, you know, just like jump around, run out into the crowd and keep the crowd awake, you know, but there's a mixture of that with just, of course, the sincerity that honestly I just am excited to, you know, be able to share and perform, of course, whenever we do get back out on stage and on the road. And but yeah, man, I'm excited to kind of put out a song per season, you know, like I feel like this next song is going to be a nice little bridge into the fall season, and then I've got plans to release one around the holidays as well.
That's amazing, Brandon, because I want to ask you this, because I've been asking the last artist for the past 3 weeks about this, because Marissa, could you throw up the image? Because to me, this is very, very alarming in the music industry. The new Bury Today, or Bury Tomorrow today. The new Bury Tomorrow album sold 1,300 copies, pure album sales during its debut week, and the new Trap album sold 600. I don't know what that means, but you know, we were talking literally 2 months ago that Grammy-nominated metalcore band August Burns Red only sold 13,000. I was alarmed then. This is 1,300, and Trap, with so much animosity on their Twitter account, only seemed to pull in 600 pure album sales. So what are you thinking right now with your musical career, especially with COVID-19? Because this is obviously showing no one's picking up physical records, and the 4,000 song streams to equal one album is a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. So how are you fighting back through this? I know you're not trying to be a Twitch streamer and play video games and stuff. How are you trying to get past all this wildness? Are you just going to drop singles now? Or
yeah, I'm doing single approach right now, and it's you know, whether or not the Trapped numbers is a good gauge. Part of me, and again, not to be throwing publicity stunts out there, but I wondered if there was just I don't know if the deets on that, but yeah, that number is definitely alarming, and I guess it's understandable. People don't want like tangible records as much when there's germs on everything, and everybody's trying to be, you know, a bit more conscious of where this, you know, silly COVID is showing up next. And
well, let me ask you this: have you ever bought a physical record online from any artist? I haven't.
Think I have, but it's just only maybe like once or twice, like by like you know, the band that I love, Radiohead. I think they had done a thing where you could pay what you want, and then they'll send the
that's interesting. It's like a Bandcamp kind of style.
I like Radiohead, and I need to go jump on their site for that.
Yeah, I just have a feeling it's just like we're so used to the luxury of social media and all the music streaming platforms that like just the sad reality is the youth doesn't want to pick up physical records anymore. It's just like how we don't pick up DVDs for our movies. We all want it on demand. And hopefully, I know with you, Brandon, I know you've been staying busy. Like you said, you just got that new single that you just premiered, or a little teaser, which I appreciate it. And you have a music video that's about to be dropping out. But I want to give you enough time to play you another song of yours. And we're about to be playing one of your singles that's called The Air is Clean.
The air is clean. Smell those flowers. The grass is green. Take one step. I'll hold your hand. Come with me to another land. Jump cloud to cloud. 8,000 feet. We're flying around. There's no gravity. There's nothing here to hold us down. Keep going straight, babe. Don't turn around. So
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. That song you were just listening to was The Air is Clean. And I got one last question for you, Brandon, before you leave. If you could sum this up real quickly. What made you become a solo artist after 15 years, man? I think you're just so amazing. And why now did you just finally pull the plug? I mean, did someone inspire you? And I mean, did COVID make you feel like you wanted to be a solo artist? Or
man,
what made it?
Dreams I feel like I still have yet to come true, and I want to fly so high into the mountaintops and make my way to Camelot. I want to go to Europe. I want to tour, and play the late night shows, rock out festivals, and just inspire people, to just rock on and let love rule.
Yeah,
I like that.
I love that message, Brandon. I think that's really inspiring, especially for the youth today. And like Brandon just said, earlier in the segment, Pick up a guitar. Stay active. It's the best therapeutic session. And don't be like all those other fools that go on Twitter and just spill their nonsense. Go write a song. Be like Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, be something, okay? Brandon Lee Harris,
Thank you, Brandon.
thank you again, my friend.
Thank you so much.